What is that annoying sound? Aha! See that water moving in there? We gotta fix that. The hardest part of this project could be to take this lid off and make sure that you don't break it. No lie, if you break this, you're going to have fun replacing it. So be careful with it, because sometimes they're slippery. On that tank lid, make sure you put it in another room or something. Don't lay it on the tile floor or anything like that. Put it upside down on some carpet or a towel or something. Just don't keep it in this same room, because if you turn around and move it, you could crack it. What I'm finding in here is the water is all the way up to the top of here, and it's running down into the bowl, and that's why the water's moving around. Now sometimes you can adjust this little ball over here and make this water stop, you know, by this coming all the way up. But this one here, it's not working, because I adjusted this float all the way down as far as it could, and I'm still having problems with it. Now, there's probably a way to pull off the plastic top of here and replace, there's a little washer in there, a little O-ring washer that you could possibly do. But taking this up out of here, it's plastic, lots of times it breaks, you got to go to the hardware store. By the time you come back, you're trying to fix something that may be 5 to 10 years old. So, you know, why do all that? I've got a better way. I'm just going to go ahead and replace the entire fill valve. I've got a fill valve here. This one I'm putting in is a Fluidmaster. Now go to the hardware store, see what you've got, see what you can get, and you want to get something that matches up to your tank to a certain extent. Look at the guts to it and see if something like this will work. And if you got any questions, you can talk to the hardware store. Now this tree, I call it a little fill valve tree. It extends so you can make it fit for a smaller toilet or a taller toilet just by loosening it up. Don't worry, I'll show you how to do that. Okay, but you know, when it comes down to trying to fix a toilet like this, it's way easier just to go ahead and replace the entire guts to it. You know, this thing here was less than $8, $7.96 before tax. So, you know, why mess around with something that's 5 to 10 years old in here and have problems later on, and you're trying to fix it and something else breaks that you don't know about until you try to put it back together. Just replace the whole thing. It really doesn't take that long to do it, and I'm going to show you how to do that. And it's actually pretty easy. You don't have to be a plumber to do this, and I'm going to show you that if I can do this, you can do it. The first thing you have to do is locate your water valve on the back side of the toilet and turn it off. That's your water supply. Just reach down in there and turn it off all the way. Now, get that annoying sound to stop, and we'll stop wasting water as well. Okay, that's your first step. The next step I'm going to do is I'm just going to flush the toilet. Now I'm going to push the handle down and try to get out most of this water down through the toilet bowl. So just hang on to your handle, because you want to get most of that water out of there. Okay? You're going to find that there's still going to be a good amount of water down there that's not going to go down. So now, how are we going to get that water out of there? We're going to take a sponge or cut a little Dixie cup and kind of dip it out of there, or take a sponge, and we got to sponge all that water out of there, because once we take this out, any water that you have left in your tank is going to spill out onto the floor. We don't want that, okay? So just take your time and get that water out of there. I don't have any cups. I'm just going to take a sponge, sponging it down in the tank, and I'm just putting it down here in the toilet bowl. This water in the toilet bowl does not matter at all. You don't have to worry about getting this water out, okay? So when you sponge it or dunk your little bucket in there, or a little cup, whatever you got, just put it on down here. Back and forth. It's going to take a while to do this, but hey, everybody's got to do it. There's your water main valve underneath the toilet, okay? So now, you see the plastic nut up there? I'm kind of crawling up under here, so. Okay, this nut right here, you're going to have to loosen that up so we can pull this down. Okay, that nut right there. You remember how to take nuts off? Righty tighty, lefty loosey. I'm going to put a pair of pliers on there, and we're going to loosen that up to the left. We're going to move it over to the left so that we can unscrew this. Sometimes you can get them off by hand too. Let's see if I can. Oh, look at that. Yeah, a little bit of water is going to come out of here. Not very much, because I got most of that water out of there. If you can't get this off by hand, that's okay. Just take a pair of pliers and loosen it up. And you want to take that all the way off. Okay? Because you got the water shut off now. Okay? See? Now, we're going to get ready to loosen up this plastic nut here. That holds the whole tree, that fill valve up there. So that you're going to have to take a pair of pliers. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Okay? Now, if this is leaking, you're going to have to get a little bowl or something and angle this down into a bowl or something. Sometimes when you try to turn these valves off, they don't go off all the way. If it's a really old valve, okay? So if this is dripping, don't panic. Get yourself a little bowl, and you have to angle this just right into a bowl so it drips into a bowl. Then you may have to change that every once in a while, depending how fast this is dripping. Okay, so have a bowl ready just in case. Okay, now loosen up that plastic nut and take it off. Just a little pair of pliers. You can adjust these. There's a slide on there, if you didn't know that, on your pair of pliers. You put it in that other hole. Now you can make that bigger. Okay, did you know that before? Most people do, but hey, if you're a beginner, that's okay. Now, this pair of pliers should work. Always have a pair of pliers handy. And if you need to, you can get a pair of channel locks like this too, for all kinds of things. So I'm just going to have this ready just in case I need it. I use this foam knee pad, this little gardening knee pad. I use this for all kinds of stuff. So I'm just going to set it down there, and I'm just going to get on down in there and loosen this sucker up. Get in there however you can. And take that nut out of there. Okay. Okay. Oh, that's your next step. See anything hard so far? I know you can do this. Okay, here's our tree, and there's a little pipe that's over here that's attached to here, just with a little clip, or sometimes they're just kind of pushed down in there. Just lift that, pull that off. There's a little hook clip on there. Okay, now we can pull this out of here. Voila! Get that out of there. Get ready to replace it with the new one. Get some of that water out of there.
Okay.